You.
Okay.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
What's good? What's good?
Ah, I'm all right. I'm all right. It's Tuesday. A
Yeah,
big
it's
week
Tuesday.
ahead of us.
Yeah, man. NFL's. I would like to say the NFL's heating up, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying? it's
No,
very.
it's
It's
not.
another odd year, man. Another odd year.
This year feels like every team in the NFL is basically like the disparity between good teams and bad teams is a huge gap this year.
It's a chasm. Yeah, we're talking cavernous. You know what I'm saying? Using big words today. But yeah, no, it's crazy how bad the bad teams are, is what I'll say. And it's crazy the amount of just straight up bad teams. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a year with this many. Like you can pretty much guess who is going to be in the playoffs. You can guess who has a chance to be in the playoffs, and then everybody else is not going to make the playoffs. There really ain't a gray area this year.
Right. I feel you. I hate to cut you off there, but it's time for us to get into it. You know what I mean? Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. Link, like, and subscribe. As always, share it to your friends. And now that we got the obligatory stuff out the way, it's time to get into the show that is the eye test. Whoa, that's not supposed to come up that way.
Oh, got it?
Yeah. Yeah. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right. Technical difficulties is now resolved, and here we go. All right, we got another week ahead of you guys. We got the Week 10 recap, as always. And if you guys want to want to hear us expound upon a particular game's win or loss, go ahead and put that in the comments now. And we're going to talk about Caleb Williams and his offensive coordinator being fired. We're going to talk about Deebo Samuel's being Deebo to his teammates. We're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes not knowing that the mic is actually on. We're just gonna probably argue a little bit about some things, because that's what we do here. We have disagreements.
Yeah, I think what's interesting, man, is I think people might say we agree on damn near everything, but let me tell you something, dog. We don't, and when we disagree, I do find it very difficult for us to really reach a middle ground. It's usually a topic where we feel strongly about, so should be entertaining.
Yeah, and Sean's usually wrong. So.
I'm always right, but that's fine.
Sean's usually
crazy.
wrong.
It's crazy that you see it that way. Mark. But that's the type of answer I expect. I expect delusional answers from the Eagles fan. That's what I expect.
Says the guy that thinks that the San Francisco 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl.
Hey, I can tell you this, sir. I don't see the Niners fans running around gloating about how great their team is right now. But I do happen to see the Eagles fans doing such a thing.
Hey, listen, man. All I see right now is the 49ers saying, "Nah, we still got a shot. We're awesome," and you know what I mean. And the 49ers being delusional, saying, "Hey, we should have went to that Super Bowl. We sucked in this game, but we should have went to that Super Bowl."
I want you to let me know where you've seen Niners fans talking about this season saying we have a shot to go to the Super Bowl. I want clip it. Send it to me, text it to me, however you want to deliver it, Mark. You can't just make things up out of thin air, okay? I need proof. I can show you the proof of the Eagles fans, but that's fine.
Anyway.
Hey, hashtag save Drake May is crazy. That is crazy. Just last year, y'all Patriots fans was asking to be saved from Mac Jones, and now you have a quarterback that needs to be saved from the team. This is insane. What's going on out there in New England? I don't think they know what's going on, Mark.
Yeah, Doc. Listen, man. Hey, I just want you to understand that he called Deebo Saucy Santana.
I know I'm seeing it here.
I like it because it's an apt description. You know what I mean? I call him the lesbian blade, but you know what I mean. That's
look. I don't know what to call him. I've never seen anybody wear the attire that he wears on a game-to-game basis. I have nothing to compare it to, so I don't know what to call him, Mark.
He's Winona Snipes.
Winona Snipes is crazy. Hey, look, man. All I know is there's never. You know what? Nah, I can't say it. You know, we're gonna wait. I want to wait until we get to the Deebo topic to really talk about it, man. Because I got some jokes to get off, and you know, I'm gonna save it for the Deebo topic, man. I'm not, because if I start talking about it now, it's gonna get me all riled up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get me all angry and shit. So let's wait until we get to the Deebo topic.
All right, man. So listen, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Week 10 NFL recap. Any games that stood out to you that you want to talk about right off bat, Sean?
Let's talk about. How about this, man? Let's talk about the Lions. Let's talk about the Lions game, man. Nope. Never mind. Let's talk about the game that I found the most intriguing heading into the week. And actually happened to be one of the most intriguing games of the week. Let's talk about the Steelers versus the Commanders. Sounds like a good game to talk about, man. So we have the Steelers versus the Commanders. We kind of knew it was going to be a little bit of a test for the Commanders' offensive line, who's been playing. I can't say enough good things about the offensive line for the Commanders right now up until this point. We knew it was going to be a challenge for them, dealing with Highsmith and TJ Watt going into the game. We knew it was going to be a tough, hard-fought game between both of these teams. For me, I have them rated around the same, spot, very close to each other when it came to when I did my power rankings the other week. I said the gap between them was not that large, and so I was expecting a good game, and I feel like that's what we got, man. People had questions about, how good is Jaden Daniels really, and I feel like those questions were answered even though they lost the game 28-27. So I feel like we also got some questions answered about the Steelers and their resiliency and their ability to win close games and win against quality opponents. We've seen them win some games versus guys against teams that we thought were decent teams, but this was definitely a statement game for both teams going into it. And I felt like the Steelers coming back to win the game and basically felt like they shut out. They did shut out Washington out of the fourth quarter on like 2 or 3 drives. So, it's testament to the Steelers defense and testament to the style of play that they play out there. They keep the turnovers to the minimum. Their defense plays hard, and these boys they're winning games. And like Mark looked it up earlier today. He was like, "Wait a minute." He's like, "They 7-2. They on top of the AFC North." Everybody's ranting and raving about the Ravens, and Steelers are at the head of the division. So
yeah.
But exciting game. I loved everything that I saw on both sides of the ball. Crazy catch from Pickens. Crazy catch. But yeah, all in all, it was just a phenomenal game. What did you take away from that game, Mark?
Well,
and what did you like? What did you like from that game?
In particular, just my biggest takeaway from the game is that this was the Commanders game against a tough defense, and they showed up and was able to score against a tough defense. Was able to put up numbers against the tough defense, which goes to show, just on another side, that
Mike Williams, Rob. Sorry, Mike Williams.
It just goes to show how well, like taking it back to last week or the week before, how well Chicago Bears defense was actually playing against the Commanders, because they were able to effectively shut down Jaden Daniels and company. And then this week, going up against the Steelers defense, which is a more highly touted defense and talked about defense, and the Steelers defense couldn't stop him. He was able to put up 27 points. But this also goes to show that exactly why the Washington Commanders needed to go ahead and acquire Marshawn Lattimore, because even though he put up 27 points, the Steelers put up 28. And my biggest highlight from this game was Mike Williams. That was the one that I was looking forward to, and probably a lot of people, and probably a lot of Aaron Rodgers detractors were looking forward to, was seeing Mike Williams actually thrive, because a lot of people, I'm going to just say this, I'm not going to say a lot of people, I'm going to speak for myself. I didn't like Aaron Rodgers throwing Mike Williams under the bus. Like, Doug, you're out there playing like absolute garbage, Aaron, and you are looking for everybody to blame but yourself. And I know right now I'm talking about every other outside aspect around this game, but
Yeah,
the Commanders,
I feel like it's relevant.
but it's all relevant to this. But those are my biggest takeaways from this game, was because I already feel like the Commanders are exactly who I thought they were, which was a tough team on offense and a bad team on defense. And I feel like the Steelers are exactly who they have been up until this point, which is they'll gut out a victory. But I will say this, in this game, it showed why you want to start Russ over Justin Fields. I am not sure that Justin Fields would have been able to lead a game-winning drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, there was something to say about the poise of Russell Wilson in those moments. Like, you can say whatever you want about his performance when he was with the Denver Broncos. Scrap the Nathaniel Hackett year, right? They were just playing bad. He wasn't put in any positions to even have those types of moments. But we do recall there was a stretch last year where all of a sudden they were just winning games, and they were winning close games. And you could say it was a dumbed down play style. You could say whatever you want. I can tell you this: Russ wasn't playing bad. Russ wasn't the reason why they were losing those games. Russ was doing everything he needed to do in the fourth quarters of those games. So I definitely agree with you there. Like, there's something to say about the plays of Russell Wilson, and I agree with you there. Like, I do not think that Justin Fields would have been built for that type of. I don't think he's ready for that type of atmosphere with that type of game. That is a playoff atmosphere game, and Russ just kind of showed you that he's been there. You know.
Right. So those were my biggest takeaways from those games. But anyway, what's the next game you have up, or that you would like to speak of?
Yeah. Shoot, I wanted to talk about the Lions game, the Monday night game, but I want you to lead that one. But yeah, definitely the biggest. Obviously, everybody knows that, Jared Goff threw the 5 picks, and the Lions still found a way to win. And to me, that's a scary thing to witness if you're another team.
That's not my takeaway from that.
What's your takeaway, Mark?
The Lions-Texan game? Nah, my takeaway from that is that you threw 5 picks. My biggest takeaway is that this is the clearest definition or definitive deciding factor that CJ Stroud is having a sophomore slump. The opposing team handed you flat out handed you the ball 5 different times on interceptions, and yet somehow you couldn't manage to score in the third or fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's very valid, and I'll say this. I know Nico.
Nico Collins.
Was not. He was ruled out yesterday. He was ruled out yesterday. Not even yesterday. Sunday, they said he's not playing. So I do understand that. I don't care. It didn't matter last year who his wide receivers were, is what I'll say, right? We could agree to that. Like, it didn't matter who it be. And he had the carousel of wide receivers last year where everybody was taking turns being hurt. Everybody was new to him, all these different things. It just worked, right? He was just he was in a zone, so to speak, to where it just felt like he was seeing the game in slow motion. That's what it felt like to me when I was witnessing Stroud play last year. This year, it seems like the complete opposite. Not just this game. So I think this game is more of a highlight of what the season has been for him. And like you said, that this is confirmation that it's a sophomore slump. So I do think that to be true, but I still stand on 26 points. 26 points, 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
You throw 5 interceptions, you're not supposed to be able to score 26 points.
Absolutely not.
It's not supposed to be possible, right? So, like, yes, that means the other team is helping you out by allowing you to have all these different possessions. But what it also says to me is, if you don't turn the ball over, then you're scoring on that possession. But that's what I mean by it's a little bit scary when you think about it. If they can throw 5 interceptions and then still score 26 points, that is a potent offense. And yes, you have to win that game, Texans. You have to win that game, CJ Stroud. You have to find a way to score in the second half. You have to.
Well, yeah. And also on that, I want to speak to the Detroit defense. They say, hey, man, you guys are on another level. You guys are doing something good, because Joe Mixon has been pretty much unstoppable as far as his ability to affect the game and be effective in the game. This game, 25 attempts for 46 yards. That's an average of 1.8 yards a carry. And that's not for lack of trying, because they kept giving him the ball 25 times and 1.8 yards a carry. Like, I appreciate the Texans for not going away from the run at the slightest sign of adversity like a lot of teams do. But Detroit Lions did exactly what they needed to, or what they were supposed to in this game, which is shut that shit down.
Yeah.
Put it down. Like, they quieted the Joe Mixon train. And
they're the first team to do it this year. So, which is a big deal.
So
that's supposed to be the Lions' weakness.
Yes, the defense was supposed to be the weakness
in general. And let's be honest, I don't know if people remember, they had, if not the worst, it was one of the worst run defenses in the league last year. There was like the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season, they were the bottom of the league in run defense. So yes, it's a big turnaround from what we've seen of the Lions defense when it comes to the run game.
Yeah. I'll take over for the next one. Next one for me that stood out to me was the NFL Week 10. In the Week 10 matchups was Cardinals and Jets, man. Cardinals and Jets stood out to me because Robert Sala's not there, and you let the Arizona Cardinals put up 31 points.
I want to interject here. if I'm not mistaken, Cardinals had like 21, and they still had time left in the second quarter. It was a that 31 does not do it justice on how bad the Cardinals were beating up on that defense.
Yeah, it doesn't, because Aaron Rodgers didn't throw an interception. It wasn't like he was giving early turnovers or anything like that. You know what I mean? Breece Hall wasn't out there fumbling or anything. Like there's no turnovers to help affect that score, and yet somehow it is 31-6. 31-6.
And they scored that 6 in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they scored the first one. They scored in the first half.
It was definitely first half. Yeah.
3 points in each of the quarters in the first half.
Okay, got you. Yeah, so they did. Okay, so the second one was in the second quarter. But yeah, no, like it was. They got those points early, and then they never got points again. So you're talking about getting completely dominated on offense and defense by the Arizona Cardinals. Say what you want. They ain't never had this happen to them, like in this manner of fashion with Robert Saleh at the helm. So I know a lot of people brought up his record. I'm like, that looks like a Jets record. That looks better than a lot of Jets records over the years. I don't understand why you guys are complaining about 20 and 36. But yes, absolutely. Now I think the Jets have fought their way down to being a bottom 3 team in the league now, Mark. It's not even like if they played the Panthers right now, I think they could lose to the Panthers if Andy Dalton.
I think the Panthers will. Panthers definitely have a chance of winning if they play it right now.
The way Chuba Hubbard's been running everything. Like it just. I'm gonna be real with you. Like the Jets, I don't want to call them the worst team in the league, but they're playing like it. They played like it yesterday or on Sunday. So,
well, I want to talk about this real quick. Davante Adams was targeted 13 times. Only caught 6 of them, but targeted 13 times. Listen, man, this is a prime example of the grass is not always greener. Like, this is it. This is the example of the grass is not always greener on the other side. Because you went from a losing team and thinking like, oh, it's going to be better if I get back with Aaron and all that. You went from a losing team to a losing team. And I think they both have the same exact record right now.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Like, because whatchamacallit is 3
or whatever. Yeah.
Jets are 3-7. So the Raiders... The Raiders are what? They gotta be. The Raiders are 2-7.
Okay, so yeah,
and the Raiders had their bye week, so
yeah. And I think the Raiders might win the game before the Jets win another game. That's just my honest opinion. But yeah, man, it's crazy, like you said. But. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but the important part of that is that you went from this team to that team, but guess what? Now you're paying state taxes, baby. You went from a team where you wasn't paying state taxes because you was in Nevada. You was in Las Vegas, Nevada. You wasn't paying no state taxes and shit. And now you went to New York taxes.
New York taxes is crazy.
And guess what? You don't even play in New York. You play in Jersey.
Yeah, which is look, man, it's just terrible all around, Mark. Like and let's be real, man. You probably was having fun in Vegas, man. Let's be real. You probably was having a great time.
You had a Taco Bell in your house.
But you know what I mean? Like you was having a great time in Vegas, man. Look, the facilities are nicer. Like, look, man, you probably did. Look, man, so you weren't happy with the team. Okay, well, you're not happy with this team either, right? You know, I don't, like, and if you watch that game, Mark, he can't be happy with Aaron Rodgers neither because Aaron Rodgers ain't getting him the ball. And yes, I've watched Davante Adams drop a couple. But I honestly think I'm always going to put the onus of the chemistry on the quarterback. I do not think Davante Adams is at fault for if their timing is off. I'm going to blame the quarterback that didn't go to camp. I'm going to blame the quarterback that doesn't care about all that. He just wants his guy with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to blame the quarterback that already was missing every other receiver on the team before you showed up. So yeah, I mean, you have your guy. There was a time where they panned to the sideline and you could see Devontae Adams visibly frustrated, and it looked like he was frustrated with the quarterback play. It's just a weird thing to see, Mark. I never thought I'd see the day where Devontae Adams would be frustrated with Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers, and especially in the game where Aaron Rodgers got him 13 targets.
Right.
They were bad targets, Mark. Let's call it what it is. Like, they were bad targets. So, but that's what it's come down to, man. At the end of the day, people are gonna have to start calling the baby ugly, Mark. You're gonna have to tell Aaron Rodgers he stinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? I've only heard it a couple times. Every time my smile gets a little bit bigger, like the Grinch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. It brought a smile to my face. You know, yes, I am an Aaron Rodgers hater. I have my reasons, but yes. All jokes aside, the people I feel bad for are the Jets fans, because for once in their lives they had hope again. And this is what everything has turned into. And they actually had a coach that they liked, and now they no longer have that coach. And at the end of the day, when Aaron Rodgers decides to take his sabbatical to the cabin and he finishes up all of his mushrooms and he comes out and he says, you know what, I'm retiring, you're not going to have anything to build from after that, because he's already destroyed the team.
Well, yeah, man. It's over.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. Yeah.
So it's over for them, and this is where we are. But let's see real quick if there's any other games that really need to be talked about. I mean, Ravens Bengals was a great game, but the result was the expected result, which was Ravens over Bengals. The only
got the boys' numbers, boy.
I think the biggest thing to take away from the Ravens-Bengals game is, yet again, the defense. Ravens better figure something out on defense, especially now that Kyle Hamilton's hurt. Ooh, baby, you better figure something out.
That defense was already bottoms.
Yeah, because
bottoms up if you like.
You guys were already cheeks without it with Kyle Hamilton, and he was like the one saving grace. Now that he's hurt, I don't know what y'all going to do. Like, y'all, you need to. I'll say this very clearly.
Yeah.
Very clearly, you guys you guys as in Ravens have a terrible defense. So there should not be a game, period, where Derrick Henry is sub 25 carries.
Mm-hmm.
From moving forward, there shouldn't be a game where Derrick Henry just anybody, like, it should be at least 30 carries. The collective of rushing should be 30 carries.
Yeah, and it sounds crazy that we have to say that about a Ravens team, but it has to be said. They are falling in love with the passing game. You know what I'm saying? They are falling in love with it. And they need to keep it balanced, man.
Like, the only reason why the Bengals were truly able to stay in the game for the most part is due to your lack of clock management. Your lack of clock management is what allowed for Joe Burrow to just come out there and do whatever they wanted and things of that nature. Like, Doug, if you guys control the clock, run the ball, and just run it consistently, you control the clock, they don't get the ball back, you score, and that's just how it goes, because nobody's stopping Derrick Henry in the long run. But especially not a terrible Bengals defense. But hey, you guys only wanted to give Derrick Henry the ball 16 times, and that's how you got in danger of losing the effing game. So maybe you should just make sure you get him the ball at least 22 times. 25 is my ideal, but I would say 22 times at least.
Yeah, Yeah, so real quick, man. Like I watched a game this year where he had like 16 carries for like 50 yards, and then on the last drive of the game,
He went nuts.
he went crazy. I've seen that. I've seen these games. You know what I'm saying? 16 ain't the 16 is around 15 is when you're really gonna get the best out of them. That's when you need to just give it to them back to back to back. Matter of fact, you should just get to that 15 number as quickly as possible. Don't play around with it. Don't, like you said, don't end the game at 16. You know what I'm saying? Get him those touches, get him in a rhythm, so that when it comes down to it, the defense is staring down the barrel of a two tight end front that you're showing. You're seeing the two tight end formation. You got Derrick Henry lined up behind Lamar Jackson, and they're taking a deep sigh because they already had to play this game 20 plays prior because he's got 20 carries on the game. That's what you want to see. Okay.
All right. Well, that's it for our recap. We recapped enough teams, and you guys you guys didn't tell us which teams you wanted to hear about. So we're going to end it there with that. But now it's time to go ahead and ISO on Sean. ISO on Sean for Deebo being Deebo.
All right, man. Here we go, man. Deebo Samuel attacks teammate on the sideline. Listen up, folks, man. I'm not even gonna hold you. When it first happened, I seen it. I was like, oh man, what is going? What? You can't be melting down, right? Look, focus on the game. We are only up by 3. We should be up by. At that point we should have been up by 12. You know what I'm saying? We up by 3 right now. Look, man, you seen how Baker Mayfield been playing, bro? We cannot have Baker Mayfield having the ball at the end of the game and only needing 3 points, right? Mm-hmm. This game is either going to overtime or we're going to lose. And I don't want to go to overtime right now because I feel like if he can drive down the field and send it to overtime, then that's the momentum that they have. Baker is the way he's playing right now. We don't need this. You over there smacking people up on the sideline, man. So that was my initial reaction, Mark. I was in shock because I didn't expect anything. You never expect a teammate to smack up a teammate, bro. Like, you expect the yelling and going back and forth on the sideline and chest bumping and all the pump faking, you know what I'm saying? All the fake stuff. You don't really expect nobody to just go upside somebody's head just like that. So that was shocking to me. Then after, I didn't like that, and I said to myself, if we lose this game, this highlight is going to get played over and over again, and this is going to be something that they go back to 3 weeks from now and say, this is why the Niners are not making the playoffs. Is this the end of what seemed to be, the run for the Niners? I think this was going to be the highlight and the stamp. This was going to be the image of the end of the Niners. This is what I said to myself. Luckily, we won the game. But even after that, I said, you know what? He made the kick to win the game. That's why we are in the situation that we're in right now, to where we can talk about this and not have it be something crazy. Now, I told Mark we had it out. I said, all I can say is, after he smacked up the long snapper, Moody made the kick. Whatever conversation happened, whatever blow up happened on the sideline, it snapped Moody out of whatever funk that he was in, and he locked in. He made the kick. I watched the post game press conferences, man. Kyle Shanahan's like, I didn't really see it. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, real quick. I'm sorry. Real quick. No, I'll wait. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Kyle Shanahan just kind of blowing it off. Like, I ain't see nothing. I heard something. Whatever. Deebo gave what I thought to be a fake apology. That wasn't even an apology. I was out of character. That's on me. I got out of character a little bit. And,
I'm just going to interject here. I'm going to interject right there on this one part. I'd hate him saying he got out of character. I could pull up at least 5 highlights that shows this is exactly who the F you are.
Now, I agree with you, Mark. This is his character. Look, man, Mark, you've heard it growing up. You've heard it. You know what I'm saying? We all been to church. Power of the tongue. There's power in a name. Don't name your kid that.
Right.
Okay? You walk around calling yourself Deebo, and now you're acting like Deebo. It was cool when you were acting like that to the opposing teams on the field. It started to become a problem when you're doing non-football actions to opposing players on the other team. Now it's even more of a problem because you're doing it to your own teammates, Mark. At what point does somebody step in internally and say, Deebo, cut the shit? Because nobody in any of the press conferences that I've seen has said anything about Deebo being wrong. Kyle Shanahan said he didn't know what was going on. They did not talk to the long snapper. They talked to Jake Moody. Jake Moody said, nah, man, that's on me. I got to make those kicks. Did he apologize to you? Nah, but I'm not asking for one either. I don't require one. I just need to go out there and make my kicks. Everybody's afraid of Deebo, Mark. Everybody acting like he's rolling around the neighborhood on the beach cruiser right now, man. Like I'm trying to figure out, why is there a player on our team that gets to run around and do whatever the hell he wants and nobody says anything, Mark? I feel like Deebo Samuel is Draymond Green on the Warriors. And I don't like that, Mark. Just real quick, one more quote, because this is a recent quote. Kyle Shanahan, today, they asked him about it again, and he was like, I had time to watch the footage and all this. And he says, well, he said, I think that the long snapper Peppers, I think he overreacted. He said Deebo was going out to the field to talk to the kicker to tell him to lock in the same way that we would say to any of the offense. Kyle says the same way that I would to any of the offensive players on my team. So he said, I don't have a problem with what was said or being said to the kicker, but I do think that the long snapper overreacted, but I do also like his reaction in the sense of he's trying to protect his kicker. So Kyle Shanahan downplayed it. They asked him some more questions. He basically said, no, I don't think he's
The person that was yelling is the person that overreacted, not the person that threw a punch or not the person that got physical. The person that got physical isn't the person that overreacted. This team is cooked.
Yeah, well. First off, I need you to relax with all this team is cooked.
Y'all trash. Y'all cooked.
But real quick though. So
garbage individual.
It's crazy hearing Kyle Shanahan saying like, yeah, it's the way that I would. He just went and said some things that I would have said to my offensive players. And you know what? The first image that came in my mind, Mark, was the image of Kyle Shanahan absolutely berating Steve Wilks on the sideline multiple times throughout the season last year. He did it at least 3 separate times, where you can't chew out your defensive coordinator like that, the way that he was doing it in front of the players, and then basically saying, give me the clipboard. I'm not letting you call the defensive plays on this drive. So, we know where it's coming from, Mark. Kyle Shanahan, you don't see nothing wrong with it because that's how you talk to people. That's how you was talking to Steve Wilks last year. Crazy. I doubt that Deebo Samuel walked up to him to say, lock in. That's not what he said to him. I don't care if I got proof or not, Mark. He ain't say lock in.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
Listen, I got some rhetorical questions before we move forward.
Go for it. Let's go.
One of these is for this is for you in the Jeans Fitness here. In the Jeans Fitness says, nah, Deebo know what he was doing. Your teammate messing up. You gotta G-check them. Okay. Very quick. Your teammates messing up. You gotta G-check them. Hey, Those those misses that he had, were they on were they on extra points?
No, they were field goals.
They were flat out regular field goals.
Yeah.
Were they within 30 yards? Were they within 20, 30 yards?
No, they were like low
50,
mid 40s.
40, 50, like pretty deep field goals, right?
Okay. Where you
Okay.
going with this? Keep going.
Huh?
Where you going with this? Keep going.
Oh, where I'm going with this is, hey, you fucked up first. Get the touchdown. Don't talk to me. Shut up. Stop talking to me. Get the touchdown. You get the touchdown, I'm not out here. Oh, you didn't get that? You didn't make it in there? Oh, so you wanted me to come save your butt from what you weren't able to accomplish. Oh, and because I have to kick a long field goal to save your butt from what you weren't able to do, and I couldn't do it, now you want to be mad at me? I should be mad at you that I look bad because I had to come out here to do something you couldn't do.
I think you're reaching a bit, Mark.
No, I don't think I am. I don't think I am. Get in
I
the
think
fucking
you're
end zone. Shut up.
you reaching it up.
Get in the
Like
end zone. Shut up.
kicking field goals.
Get
There's only two
in
people.
the end zone. Shut up.
Kicking field goals. There's only two people involved, or three. There's three people involved in kicking field goals. The long snapper, if he fucks up, if something go wrong, you have the holder who can fuck up, it goes wrong, and you have a kicker. There are
And then it's the
11
win.
guys on offense, Mark.
There's the win.
There's 11
there are
guys on
things-
offense. Oh, because Deebo couldn't get the job done. This is his fault. There's 11 guys on offense.
You're right. You're right.
11 guys, Mark.
No. See, but here's my issue. You are exactly right. There are 11 guys on offense. You are exactly right. There are 11 guys on offense, man. Deebo Samuel's 5 catches for 62 yards. Okay, halfway modest day. You know what I mean? You did okay. Yeah, but dog, what are you talking about? You could not get in the end zone on this play. So please stop talking to me, man. Go find a vampire to slay in your skirt. All right, stop talking to me. In your black leather skirt. Why don't you go find a vampire to slay?
They were
in the
short.
meantime,
now
shut
you're throwing extra this on that. That's
In
crazy.
the meantime, shut up.
But yeah, no. Here's the real stuff, man. My biggest issue is there should never be go over there and G check him. No, go over there and check him, bro. There's no G check. You're not challenging somebody's manhood because they missed the field goal, bro. That's OD. You're not G checking him, bro. That's not part of it. That's not part of it, bro. And smack is going upside somebody's head is also not part of it, bro. I don't care. There is nothing in the world that you can say to me that can convince me that it's the right thing. Look, I have sat here. Me and Mark have gone back and forth about this. I have sat here a million times over and said I will forever have a problem with people condoning Michael Jordan hitting Steve Kerr. I am more okay with him taking Horace Grant's food on the flight back than I am with him punching Steve Kerr in the face. I don't care if it was practice. I don't care if it was out in the yard. I don't care if they was roommates and they was fighting over something. I don't think it's okay for you to put hands on teammates, man. That's just me. If me and Mark ever had a disagreement, we just gonna have to argue about it. There's no reason for me to put hands on Mark, man.
Here's the other side of it is that the power dynamics in the situation is an issue as well because Steve Kerr, if Steve Kerr was to punch on Michael Jordan back, it's a totally different situation. Just like if that long snapper was to steal on Deebo Samuel's, it's a totally different situation.
One person's job is at stake and could be gone tomorrow, and the other one's not. It's different. So, the long snapper could very well be just gone off the team if he does anything in retaliation.
Which he should be within his right as a man be allowed to retaliate. My big issue, but to wrap this up, my big issue and the reason why I'm being quote unquote extra with it is the fact that your team is, and I said this last year, and people want to bring up the Eagles or whatever, but that's, you never see the Eagles do any of the BS that your team does. You never see the bullshit. We don't go out there fighting everybody.
Well, let's just be honest, Mark. There's no NFL teams that I can think of off the top of my head that do that BS. I mean, we have the twice
you have the monopoly on the BS.
Well, we have the
on
twice a year Mike Evans. We have the twice a year Mike Evans versus Marshawn Lattimore, but that's totally different. He said you hate Deebo, that's why you being extra.
No, but yes, you are correct. I do hate Deebo. But I hate Deebo for this. This is who he is. Like, you act like he's out here being a model citizen, and my disdain for Deebo is unwarranted. Like, he's out here giving turkeys out, and I'm like, I hate that dude. I'm sitting here eating my banana talking about I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. That's not what's happening.
Yeah.
No, this dude is out here being he's relatively committing despicable acts season after season, and I'm like, I don't like him because I see a consistency of despicable acts from the same person every single season. Like, I'm well within my rights to say I don't like him, and here's why. Oh, he started a fight last year with this person. He started a fight the season before with that person. Now he's starting fights with his teammates. Like, duh. No, this is who he is. He's trash. On an individual level, there are things about him that I do not like. Because he has very little control over himself.
This is what I'll say, and I see Matt's comment about your head coach yells at fans, right? Okay, we know about the Nick Sirianni situation, all that stuff. Yelling at a fan or going back and forth with a fan that's heckling you is different than hitting a long snapper. There's a big difference between that. Like if Nick Sirianni hit a player, I can't be mad at people saying I hate Nick Sirianni. I can't be mad at that. Like, you can't be. Like, the same way that I can't be mad if somebody sees Deebo Samuel hitting a teammate. I can't be mad. You can't be mad if somebody's mad at that. Like, you can't.
But I mean, there's other things, you know what I mean? Like walking directly through another team and to start some stuff, like bumping them in the shoulder and stuff and all that. Like, to start some stuff and causing a team-to-team ruckus. But that is specifically your doing. Oh, did somebody do that? Oh, was that a 49ers player? Oh, was that Deebo Samuels? Yes! Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, these are the things that he does, and that's on film. Like, this is why I don't like him. You show me the tape of Nick Sirianni running up to a coach and shoulder checking him. Show me that.
He said that.
Show me that. Show me Nick Sirianni shoulder checking a coach.
Yeah, let's just for context. Look, man, is Nick Sirianni is he a likable guy? No, he's not.
Really.
Is he somebody that you can see people dislike him? Yes. Is it his own doing? Yes. The same way it is. That's the same way it is with Deebo. But there's levels to it, man. There are levels to it. There's a level of what Nick Sirianni does to bring on the hate versus what Deebo Samuel does. What Deebo Samuel does is inviting it, willfully inviting it. Hey, I'm walking into your space. I'm shoulder checking you. I'm daring you to do something about it. Totally different. It's not somebody that had an emotional moment happen in the heat of the battle. That is pre-game, the moment that you're talking about, Mark. That is pre-game. You're just coming in with that energy. So now, granted, some teammates, players, some fans like that stuff because it's like, okay, I want my team to have that edge to them and everything. But there is a fine line between providing that edge and stepping over the line. You know, Draymond Green, if you were just going out there and giving legitimate hard fouls, nobody would have a problem.
Yeah, but no, you're going Karate Kid on everybody's people. On everybody's people. No, that's not okay.
That wasn't even to set a tone. You just did that shit because he got past you on defense and you're frustrated. That's what I'm seeing. You couldn't get the rebound on Steven Adams. He been
all right, Matt. I'm about to kick you out, dog.
No, you're not. Don't kick him out. He is not getting kicked out. You're not kicking him out.
I'm being facetious. I'm being.
Yeah,
you're being.
Yeah, all right.
You are 1,000% being ridiculous.
No, but either way, but yes, the Deebo Samuel. Last thing on the Deebo Samuel thing. The outfit's ridiculous. I need him to stop. The man had a bag. It wasn't a man bag. I don't know what you want to call it. It was a big ass tote. Okay, he had it tucked under his arm, right? He had the leather jacket, it's long sleeve, okay? I think there was more leather up underneath there with his shirt, you know what I'm saying? And then his shorts, I wasn't sure if they were leather or not, but I mean, he was walking funny like it was leather, or maybe he just walks funny. I don't know what was going on with Deebo Samuel. It looked like he was on the catwalk. Look, man, I don't know, but this is not the first time that Deebo has worn something absolutely ridiculous that I thought was a little bit questionable, a lot of bit questionable, and I'm going to use the word that I want to use. Very sassy. He has very sassy outfits, Mark. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's a manifestation in a physical form of his attitude that he carries around, really sassy. I'm not sure if that's what it is. But yes, I just don't need Deebo Samuel getting handoffs anymore, Mark. And I don't need to see him dressed. I don't want to see what he's wearing before the game anymore. There's two things I can live without. Leather volleyball shorts is nasty work. Straight out of the Tyler Perry collection. Thank you. Get those jokes off, man. Bro.
In a real question, all right, Matt said I would have more of a problem with all of this if he hit Moody rather than the long snapper.
Right. It's even worse if it's the long snapper. He didn't do nothing like it.
No, dog. Matt.
John, you funny, bro.
Matt, can we have a real moment here of a real, like, take off your fandom for half a second. You was in the military. You're saying you wouldn't have a problem if your staff sergeant came over and smacked you in the face when you was an A1C because you didn't do a safety wire properly. You missed the part in the TO where it told you to install this part a certain way, and your staff sergeant came over and smacked the shit out of you. You wouldn't have a problem with that. But if he came over there and yelled at you about doing it incorrectly for the third time, you would have been like, oh, okay, I hate him for that. But if he hits you, nah, not so much, right? Like, that's what you're saying. That's what you're telling me right now. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me based on what you're saying, Nick Sirianni yelling is way worse than Deebo hitting. Sounds like ninja style.
Hey, look. I can't take y'all. Hey, y'all funny, man. Y'all funny, man.
You wild. Like, you really wild, Patty. Like,
yo,
you really wild. Take the fandom off. You tripping.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. 7 to 12 %. I hate messing up no boy. You know what, man? I think we talking to the wrong people, Mark. We talking. Hey, everybody's super thug out here, Mark. Hey, look, we talking to the wrong people, man. That's it. Everybody's super thug, man.
Right.
Hey,
right. Like, nah, man. Like,
y'all killing me right now.
The super thugs in here. Like, see, this is the problem, man. Some of y'all might have been y'all like in basic training. Y'all was crying when the TOs was yelling at you. Y'all was crying.
Yeah.
Y'all was crying at night in the bunk beds. That's the problem. Like,
Man.
so somebody yelling is giving you PTSD, bringing up traumas.
Yeah, this is crazy, yo. Hey, look, man. He was wrong, bro. Like me and Mark we talked about it before. I did have a problem, and I still do have a problem with the long snapper aggressively approaching Deebo and getting in his face like that, the way he did when Deebo was talking to the kicker. If Deebo was talking to the long snapper, then and the long snapper had a problem with something that Deebo said to him, I would feel differently. You know what I'm saying? Now that's just a disagreement between two men. If he feels that way and he gets up in your face to tell you he feels that way about something you said about him, then that's perfectly fine. But he rolled up in there like, don't you talk to Moody like that. Moody was taking whatever was being said to him and not having a huge reaction to it. He was taking it like, he accepted it. And then here comes you trying to jump in and essentially escalating the situation. And I don't care how much escalation happens, it shouldn't escalate to somebody getting hit. Not for what he did. What if Deebo got in his face and then started yelling back? Appropriate response.
Right.
He didn't even think twice, Mark. It's like he'd been wanting to go upside his head for a minute, man. I feel like there's more to this story, bro. I feel like there's more to the little back and forth between him and Deebo, bro. Deebo had to have been wanting to smack him for a minute, dog. Like he was so quick with it. He pulled the trigger fast, bro. And then just kept walking. He did it in stride. It was really weird, man. Like, nah, man. Inappropriate, man.
Yes, you would have been like, give. Cracks me up.
Yeah, he would be F if you say that. He would be in trouble. In no ways would the trouble lead to him getting punched in the mouth.
Exactly, because guess who's in trouble? Guess who's in trouble once the staff sergeant punches the A1C in the mouth. It becomes a whole different dynamic, don't it?
Yeah, I'm speaking up and saying I'm not absolving the long snapper's part in escalating the situation, but you are the captain of the team. You have to show that restraint. The onus is on you to show that restraint.
All right.
And like I said, at the end of the day, it worked. Okay, the man Moody seen somebody else get smacked up, and he was like, "I don't want to be next. I'm gonna make this kick. We gonna win this game." Yo, hey, I don't want to be in the locker room tucking chains in. Deebo coming. I don't want to be tucking chains in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, at the end of the day, people are going to forget about this because we won the game.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, man. One thing that Patrick Mahomes probably wished was these microphones. He probably wished that somebody tucked these microphones away because Patrick Mahomes was caught on hot mic saying, "Hey, man, can you warn me next time if he's coming or something like?" And
he said, "Can you let me know when he's close?"
When he's close or whatever. Yeah. And a lot of people took it as he was asking them to warn him if he was about to be sacked or something like that along those lines. Now, the explanation was that he was asking them to warn him if his guys were offsides or
if his tackles were back, because they got that new rule where if they're off of the line too far,
right,
then it's a legal formation. So that's the explanation. He was saying, let me know if he's kind of close to being lined up off, into a legal formation. He's too far off the line. Mark, does that sound like some shit you would tell your mom when you was like 10 years old? Like, no, I didn't. That's not what happened. This is what I was really asking. The teacher just misunderstood it. Mark, I have to say this, bro, because think about this. Think about this, bro. Let me know if he's close. Bro, I don't want to know if he's close. If you're really asking for a favor, let me know when he's out of the range.
Right.
Don't let me know if he's close. If he's close, that means he's still within the range. Either you're letting me know when he's in or you're letting me know when he's out. There is no reason why, if I was going to ask for a favor from a ref, I would ask him in a way to say, well, let me know if he's in the gray area. That doesn't help me. None of this makes sense, boy. You guys just make, bro. This is ridiculous. They're playing in our faces, Mark.
Right. Who said that? He said refs do that as a courtesy, though, right? like, listen, man.
They already been helping anyway. Thank you. That's it.
But yeah, here's the problem. Here's the problem, man. Like, the explanation doesn't help the situation at all. Like, your explanation is like, yeah, man, see, I was going to steal from you, but I wasn't going to take 20. I was only going to take the $1. Like, yeah. I was going to leave the 20. Like, no, it's all bad, all the same. Like, I don't give a fuck what you was going to take. Don't do it. Like, and that's essentially what's happening here. You're like, hey, man, I just wanted the ref to tell me about this. No, the ref shouldn't be telling you anything. The ref shouldn't be helping you figure out anything. What you need to be doing is actually just playing the game. And yes, John, it is close to that level.
I'll let you finish so I can get to John's point here. Are you done? I want to get to this. Hey, John, look, man. You're going to feel vindicated after this because me and Mark already talked about this. What's happening right now with the favoritism that the refs are showing the Chiefs right now is more egregious than anything I've seen during the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady era in New England. I don't care what anybody tries to say to me. You can't convince me otherwise. I've never seen it this bad and this in your face. And then you say this is the same as deflating footballs. This is worse. This is worse than deflating football. I can maybe adjust to a deflated football. I can't adjust to me hitting Patrick Mahomes while he's in bounds and the refs calling it a late hit. I can't adjust to that. Okay? There's nothing that I can do in my power to fix that or to combat that. All right? There's nothing I can do in my power if Pat Mahomes has a bro deal with the ref to say, let me know if they getting close to me while I'm trying to scamper out of bounds. Like, he said, thank you. Look, man, hey, Patriots fans got to be feeling good about this, man. It ain't talking about, look, this is the most egregious thing, and then it's going to be even more highlighted if they go on to three-peat, okay? People are going to be talking about this Chiefs run for two reasons. They're going to be talking about, you're either going to be a Chiefs fan that's going to be, look, we three-peated, or you're going to be somebody that has absolutely despised everything that you've seen here and say, do you remember that time when they stole 2 Super Bowls? Do you remember that time when they had those 2 seasons where they just were winning games because the rest was helping them? Like, that's the way that I'm going to remember this.
Right. This is NBA level cheating. Like, this is NBA level cheating. And I say that because Taylor Sports just said right now it feels like you got to beat the Chiefs by 14 just to win by 3.
That's exactly what it is.
And that's exactly what it is. And that's exactly how it is in the NBA. If you are going to win the game against the Lakers, you got to beat them by 40.
Hey, you know what's crazy right now is the Celtics don't need the help. Thank God they don't need the help. Because if they did, well, you know what? Never mind. I don't even want to think about it. But right now, the Celtics are back in favor with the NBA. Just expect, if they ever start to have a down season, you're going to see some wild stuff going on with them Celtics games. So, but yeah, you said this is NBA level, Mark. Yes, this is Pat Donahue level type stuff here, man, where all of a sudden you watching the Lakers play the Kings, and all of a sudden the Lakers get 16 free throw trips in their favor in the fourth quarter. This is that level. This is the D Wade first NBA Finals versus the Mavs, where if you blinked your eyes too quickly near D Wade, a foul was being called. Okay, this is This is NBA level stuff that's happening right here, and this is something that I never thought I would see this plain this day in an NFL game. It's insane. There's nothing. That man has got caught on a hot mic, and everybody is already brushing it under the rug. Mark, it's already getting excused away with this BS cockamamie excuse about how he was asking about his line.
All right.
I can't. He said, "What's crazy is Pat ain't even Piper Taylor." That's crazy. Look, it don't even take it for it to be Pat. Hey, as long as somebody is, I guess, right? You know,
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. As long, let me tell you something. I'm not gonna lie. Since Taylor Swift been showing up to the games, the refs been going crazy. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's funny? I don't know if you heard this, Mark, but they had footage. They showed before, not this game, but the last game that they played, where they had another questionable call to help them out in the end of the game. Taylor Swift was on the field having a long conversation with the one female ref. Like, what is Taylor's like? If I was the opposing team, I would have looked at that and be like, "Yo, we done for today. We done for today." You know, she's promising her floor seats. Look, it don't even matter. She don't even have to promise her nothing. The fact that she came down there and talked to her, it could have been the most innocent conversation. Taylor Swift probably was like, "Oh, that's cool. There's a female ref down there. I'm gonna go talk to her." And the female ref on her own behalf probably was like, "Wow, Taylor Swift just came to talk." Man, you think that don't have no effect on nothing, man? Look. Man, I hate conspiracy. I hate conspiracies, really bad conspiracies. But this shit is not a conspiracy, Mark. I don't know how you feel.
I love a good conspiracy. Conspiracies
I don't even feel like this is at a conspiracy level anymore. It's just happening in front of us.
Yeah, Doc. Listen, I'm a big Chiefs fan. Not a big Chiefs fan. I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan, and I'm starting to feel disgusted by the team, and that's unfortunate. But next topic, man. Something else that people are disgusted by. Caleb Williams' teammates are disgusted by his play. They've had enough, man. All right, there are rumor reports out here that multiple Bear teammates have asked for Caleb Williams' benching. This comes on the heels of the offensive coordinator being fired. The offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears was fired just today, and the rumor is that multiple players have come to the head coach and to the general manager to ask about a change-up at the offensive coordinator position, and not only did they ask for that, along with the firing, they also asked that Caleb Williams would have been benched. And it says that the players' dissatisfaction with Williams' performance is attributed to his regression since the bye week, as well as concerns about his confidence and ability to lead the offense. Despite being number one overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, Williams has struggled to live up to his expectations, and some believe that a change at quarterback could be beneficial for the team's overall performance.
Hey, Mark, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now, I'm going to say this very quickly, and then I'm going to let Sean get to it. This is not only believable, but it's probably likely. Multiple outlets are now reporting this, and then secondly, if we were to go back, there is a video that's out there that shows DJ Moore mouthing while walking past Bagent, the backup quarterback, saying, "Hey, bro, we need you." Mm-hmm. Like there, and we already see the way that DJ Moore displays his displeasure. we've seen that already this season. He's walked off the field just last week and all this other stuff. Like, I mean, just the game before.
Yeah.
So there's other things going on there, and this was maybe it was like week 3 or something like that, where DJ Moore was walking past Beja and he was like, "Hey, bruh, we need you out there." So it seems like players have not been feeling Caleb Williams for a while. Some people have attributed it to the fact that DJ Moore liked Justin Fields, but now it's being reported that it's not just DJ Moore. It's not DJ Moore that has a problem with it, and it's understandable how you can have a problem with it. I discussed this before. I believe I discussed this on air. I don't know if I discussed this on air, Sean, or if this was just a conversation between you and I. But the fact that a rookie was given the captain badge and don't know nothing about nothing is crazy to me.
Yeah, that was between me and you. We didn't talk about it on air, but thanks for bringing it up. Yes.
Yeah, Caleb Williams was given the captain badge. He's like, there are grown men on his team. Keenan Allen is what, 32?
Look, Mark, I was gonna save it for later, but I'm guaranteeing you he's one of those people talking. That man can't. What is his? Is he on a 2-year deal?
Yeah, something like that.
Like he's not here to fucking help a quarterback get better. He here to win, baby.
If you think I came here to play with you today?
Yeah, goddamn it, I'm not. I'm just saying, bro. Like, I know Keenan Allen is one of those people that say we need a new quarterback back here. I came over here to have a chance to win, my boy. Good.
Yeah. Like, Doug, listen, the fact that this dude is walking around with a C on his chest as a rookie is asinine. It's crazy. Like you are supposed to be a leader as a captain. You are supposed to be able to give advice and guidance. How are you giving advice and guidance and leadership to people and you're trying to learn where you're supposed to be in the morning? You're trying to remember the door code to the practice facility, bro. Like, and you're supposed to be my leader. Like, everything every day in the NFL is new to you. Every single day, like every single day, this is your first day 1. This is your first day 2. This is your first day 3 of every single day. Like that for you, every single day is a brand new experience for you. Every single week of the NFL is a brand new experience for you. How are you supposed to be the leader of this team? I'm pretty sure that rubbed a lot of players the wrong way.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's be honest, man. If people are like, well, we've seen some things, they're saying this guy is this and that, we've seen some games in college. You know what? This is the thing about it. They seen that in the beginning and probably had an issue with it, but they said, you know what? If this dude actually shows up and balls out, it's like we'll work through that. Like, and then when you see the play on the field for the first 3 weeks, you're just like, no, this is absolutely unacceptable. Like, this lead, you can't even lead us on the field. You're supposed to, the C means you're leading us everywhere, in the locker room and everything. You can't lead us on the field. You can't even play your position right now. If you can't play your own position, how are you supposed to help lead us anywhere, right? And I can see them having a problem with that, Mark. And what I was going to say is, I know in the beginning we had our conversation. I said plausible, but I'm not sure. I said, look, I need you to check the sources on that and all that stuff. But in hindsight, one thing I guess I was forgetting is they brought guys in. And they stacked this offense. Okay, Swift is on. He's a running back. Let's be honest. He's on the last contract that he's going to get for his career. Mm-hmm. Probably, right? You have Keenan Allen, who finally has had a stretch of being healthy, and he was suffering out there with the Chargers. He was probably promised things with the Bears organization. But if I'm Keenan Allen, I see DJ Moore there. I see DeAndre Swift coming in. I see you guys are getting an offensive coordinator. Like, it looks like we are here to win. Everybody was sold a story of winning. Everybody was sold that promise, and everything was hinging on Caleb Williams. You said, look, we getting rid of Justin Fields. We can't win with him. We getting Caleb Williams because we're trying to win now. We're not trying to win 10 years from now. Maybe if we were trying to win 5 years from now, maybe we would keep Justin Fields, but that's not what we're trying to do here. So, yes, and the biggest thing, because I know there's people out there that think, hey, man, it's kind of harsh. You know, he's a young quarterback. They shouldn't be putting these expectations on him. He put these expectations on himself.
Yes.
And that's my biggest issue with the whole thing. He put these.
You're not going to be punting much.
Yeah,
NFL is easy. Like, these are direct quotes. Direct quotes from Caleb Williams. Hey, you're not going to be punting much this season. He said that to the punter. Hey,
before camp, before anything,
this is what he
drafted and texting him that.
This is what he said to the coach. Yeah, the NFL is easier than college. Like, yeah, it's slower. It's easier. How slow is it now, Caleb? Does it feel
you know what's crazy for him saying it's slow? And I want to get to this point because I saw Chris. Yes, I saw Chris say, well, he's out there getting sacked 9 times a game. He brought up the RG3 reference. I just watched his game this week, and I watched a play where he's running around back there, and it got to the point in the play where I said, it looks like somebody might be open. He has to throw the ball right now, or he has to throw it away, Mark. Do you know what Caleb Williams did? He rolled out to his left, outside of the pocket, and ran up towards the line of scrimmage. He basically spent another 2 or 3 seconds, and then he ends up getting sacked. Okay, that's an avoidable sack that was 100% on Caleb. Man, he is holding on to the ball way too long. He's trying to make a million off-script plays a game. It seems like every play that you see him drop back. I want you to, you probably can't count on one hand. You probably won't fill out all 5 fingers if you try to count how many times he's dropped back, sat in the pocket, and thrown a strike just on any play, okay? He is an off-script football player. He showed you that in college. That's all he did. All of his highlights, off-script, all of his joints, rolling out, extending plays, getting outside the pocket. We said this is not what you can do. Rob, I have to call you out. Rob said Caleb Williams is not the player you thought he was. No, Rob, he is exactly the guy that we thought he was. Okay? Not gonna do that on my podcast, buddy. We told y'all. We've been telling y'all for 2 years now.
Right. And to speak to your point, Matthew Petty said he was never able to throw on timing. He became popular because he ran around and made plays, not because he could throw from the pocket and control an offense. And now what he's finding out is that he is running around and he is not able to make the plays like he was in college, because guess what, buddy? This ain't college. This is the real deal. You can't just run around forever and hope that these cornerbacks aren't good enough to cover receivers. That's not how this works. Like,
yeah,
so,
and this is what I'll say. Like I said, I'll see flashes where guys do come open, but he's hesitant to pull the trigger. But real quick, man. He says everything right in the press conferences, Mark. He says everything right in the press conferences, man. But on a football standpoint, what you're learning is things don't look the same. Me and Mark have said this a million times. I know I've said it personally a million times. NFL defensive coordinators are the best coaches in all of American sports. You're not going to find a more dedicated coach. You're not going to find a coach that has more attention to detail. You're not going to find a more innovative or creative coach. As a whole, defensive coordinators collectively always adapt to any changes that offenses make, and they make their adaptations quickly. If you're a rookie quarterback that's out there eating in your first 2 seasons, they immediately adjust. In season 3, you are just not good anymore. This is what defensive coordinators in the NFL do. Okay, I don't know why Caleb thought that the defenses in the NFL were going to be anything like college.
Right. All right. Now, moving on. Somebody that, excuse me, Caleb Williams is regressing, but somebody that is progressing. Anthony Edwards, man. We're switching gears from football to basketball, and we're just gonna keep this quick. This is our last topic of the evening. Anthony Edwards is out there balling this year. Anthony Edwards has the third most threes over 9 games ever. Like, this is very much so a LeBron James stat, which is what I said to Sean earlier. Like, it's an obscure thing. Like, in a 9-game period, this is the most amount of threes ever. Like, what? Okay.
I want to know. I want to know how much these people get paid. They gotta get paid a lot of money to go find these things, Mark.
Right.
These guys have to.
But here's what is important about this stat, because this stat it's not like something that you hang in the rafters, but it is indicative of the progress of Anthony Edwards. And just for context, just to let you guys know, he is the third most threes. 1 and 2 is Steph Curry. Steph Curry had 55 threes made and 53 threes made. No, that is 1 and 2. Anthony Edwards is sitting at 50 through 9 games. Like, so this shows that Anthony Edwards has been in the gym, because this was a problem area for him. Like yes, if he got hot, you see him knocking down threes, but now you're seeing him, he's catching and shooting. Like, he's catching and shooting on a consistency. And him out there with Julius Randle and Vincenzo, like, hey man, Knicks, you messed up. You messed up. Like, you messed up. Like, and Matt Petty just sent a message, said the NBA desperately needs Ant to be successful. And here's the thing, that you're right, because Ant is like charismatic, and he's charismatic in the way that appeals to the older fans of the league, and he's a young guy, so he automatically appeals to the younger guys in the league. He is the type of player that is universal to an NBA fan.
Yes, because John Moran ain't for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ant is universal to an NBA fan, and you're absolutely right. They need him to be successful. But guess what? They're not out there making those threes for him. They're not out there shooting those threes. They are out there shooting in the gym with him. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't out there doing that, but he's out there doing that. And he said the biggest catalyst to the change between his previous years and this year is that he changed his shot. He adopted Dame's shot. He changed the shot to be more like Dame, and it's working. I mean, it is killing. It's working.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but it says a lot that, you know, it shows his hunger to be a better player. He's not resting on his laurels, as they said. That man said, I seen something, I liked it, I need to add this to my game, I'm going to work on it, and then he's executing it, man. This is exactly why he appeals to the older crowd. You know what I'm saying? The same way that Giannis appeals to the older crowd. Well, not the same way. You know, Giannis could probably work on some more things, but we like Giannis's passion and dedication to being a better player, right? And always playing hard. And that's what I get from Anthony Edwards, is he's not just out there telling you about how great he is, because he will tell you that. But at the same time, he's out there working on his game, even though some might say that he doesn't have much to work on.
And the thing that the older players like the most is that he ain't out here trying to be the other team's friend.
No,
He
he's not.
he's not trying to be your friend. He's not trying to make sure that we all get along. He ain't out here doing the 1,000 jersey swaps every game. Like that's not his bag. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's like, nah, man. I'm on the like. I don't know if you noticed, but our jersey colors are different. Like, why
Yeah.
are you talking to me right now? Like, that's what time he's on, and
Yeah.
and older NBA fans like that.
The competitive nature of not just the competitive nature of the game, but specifically the competitive nature of the players. It don't even have to be superstars. We get excited when we see a competitive player. You see how much fanfare Alex Caruso was getting? We just like that he was out there playing like a dog. Like, you don't even have to be the best player. Like, just show me that you got heart. We love Jalen Brunson. We love Jalen Brunson, man.
Right.
Come on, man. Just show me you got heart. It is a plus if you're actually nice too.
Like we don't like Cat.
Do not
general,
like Karl Anthony Towns at all. I don't care how many big points he makes. Hey, Mark. I don't care how.
In general, like we a lot of people likes AD's talent, but they also have their problems with AD.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of players like, dog, you show me that you don't got that fight. All right.
Yeah, we don't like James Harden.
Right.
Wait, we don't. You know who we started liking recently? Embiid, when he actually started playing with a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? A little harder.
And then that fell off. That fell off to the wayside very fast.
It did, but there was that period of time where I was like, man, he out there. Oh, he intentionally said, I got Wemby tonight. We dropping 50. See, I like that. I like that Embiid. Why can't you be that Embiid all the time? But nonetheless, like we like competitive spirit within the players, okay? I'm a competitive person. I'm not good enough to be in the NBA. I would hope that I would see more competitive people on that level than, you know, I want. If I look at a competitor in the NBA, I want to look at that person and say he's more competitive than me. That's how I should feel. I should never feel like I have more of a competitive nature than somebody that's in the NBA.
All right. Yes, absolutely. All right. Thanks, guys. Before we head out of here, I'm going to go ahead and answer this question for Tales of Sports. He says, before you guys go, how long you think Mike going to let Jake last? He was convincing in the face-off. Hey, convincing in the face-off. Netflix numbers are going to run up. I'm going to say that. Netflix, I'm not convinced. It's still a show. It's still a show. And I'm not convinced. Now, there was a recent video of Roy Jones doing some podcast or some interview, and basically he was kind of recapping their his exhibition match with Mike Tyson, and he was like, "Yeah, man," he was like, "Mike don't know how to turn it off." Mike, he was like, Mike get in the ring. He was like, Doug. He was like, I was holding him. He was like, I didn't want to let those hands go. He was like, I didn't want that to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if that's true,
I ain't got time for John. We ignoring that.
If that's true, then maybe it gives a little bit more credence to maybe Mike Tyson will actually go in there to kill. But also, Mike Tyson is old, man. I don't think Jake can beat Mike Tyson, but I also don't think Mike Tyson has the ability to go forever or like.
I don't think he's coming into that with the demeanor of, I'm trying to get this guy up out of here.
Yeah, like I don't think he's trying to knock him out in the third. Yeah. Like, and I think like Mike Tyson today would need to have that dude out of there by the third if we were to take this seriously. But but like he's way too old. Like I don't look at this as anything more than a mockery of the sport to gain monetization. And because Mike Tyson, I like him as a person, then go ahead, fleece those that are willing to be fleeced.
Yeah.
but it's it's not me. Like I already have a Netflix membership, so I guess I'll watch it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's already there. You know what I'm
like
saying?
it's already there. If this joint was a regular pay per view, there would be no way I would have seen it. I wouldn't have seen it live
Bro,
if it was a regular pay per view.
Don, Tyson about to get worked. Hate to say it. This is gonna be so much nasty work. I'm not gonna hold you because it's Mike Tyson and because I'm holding out hope that he just something snaps in his mind to where he just goes back to his old times. Like because I'm hoping for that is why I will watch it. But this is it's gonna make me sick to my stomach watching Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson and have him holding his hands up, sweating and tired like he did something. It's gonna make me sick to my stomach. But I am gonna watch it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that I'm not going to. I'm gonna hold out for that 1% hope that Tyson just something triggers him like a primal instinct and he just starts and he just hits them one good time. That's all. That's all.
Right. Right. Like the outside hope is that he knocks Jake the F out. That's real. That's the outside hope. Do I believe that to be true and what to be actually is going to happen? No. But that is the outside hope. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the show. We appreciate you. We like you. We love you. We ask that you link, like, subscribe, share it to your friends as always. And remember this. It's only entertainment. And I say that, and it's perfect with this Mike Tyson thing because that's how I feel. I feel like this is only entertainment. It's just something to watch. It's not real. And I also starting to feel that way about the NFL. Very much so. Like the NFL is just entertaining. You make sure that you bet on the Chiefs at all times because clearly the NFL want the Chiefs to win.
Yeah, a lot of people out there owe WWE apologies.
Yeah, everything's the WWE now.
Yes, exactly.
Everything is salt. It's halfway salt tables.
Hey man, that's not a steel chair. I hate to break it to you. That's aluminum, buddy.
It's a rubberized chair coated in aluminum. Like let me help you. Let me help you out.
Yeah.
But anyway, we appreciate you guys for joining us. Thank you. That's all we got. Peace.